In this video, we're going to be using the hc&C unscented soap along with the hc&C Sailor scenting oil, and we're also going to be using the Blackland Vector OC. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your IAMCDB, and thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. As always, before we get into the content, a word from our sponsor, Leaf. This video is brought to you by our good friends at Leaf, and you know I love Leaf products. I love using the Leaf, which you've seen me use many times on the channel. I also love using the Twig. You've seen that a lot on the channel as well. If you'd like to save 5%, use discount code IAMCDB right there and save 5% while shopping with the good folks at Leaf. And now, back to the video. And all right, we are back, and welcome in folks, welcome in. As mentioned before, today we're going to be using the hc&C unscented shaving soap along with the Sailor scenting oil from hc&C, and it smells terrific. Let me start with the cost on this. This is $19 for 5 ounces, but you get the peat pour. So the value on this, I'm going to put it in the good category, and it's probably even better. It's listed as 5 ounces, but you're getting more like 7, sometimes even more. So it's really good cost on this. And so very nice. The base on this is not vegan nor tallow. I'll put the ingredients for you on the screen. The reason it's not vegan, it's got goat's milk, lanolin, and tussa silk. So it can't be a vegan soap, but it is very good. It is very easy to use. And if you haven't tried it, give it a shot. And don't forget, use promo code IAMCDB and get a free gift with your order when you buy something from hc&C. Again, the scent today is Sailor, and I put about 3 drops in there, and it smells really nice, and it says it's inspired by Old Spice Limited Edition, and I'm not familiar with that scent, but let me tell you, it smells good, so just take my word for it on that. We're also using today the Blackland Vector. This is the stainless steel version with the open comb. I have a Feather Professional blade in there, and this, as you know, is my favorite single edge razor of all time. It is spectacular, and I just wanted to shave today that's just enjoyable, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to keep it up and spirited because, you know, it's tough. It's tough, so we're going to do what we can to lift people up and be lifted ourselves by you all. Thank you so much for all you're doing out there today in the Shave Talk Facebook group, which I'll put the URL for right there. A gentleman named Brian made a really nice post. He knows I'm going through a lot, and he just asked people to sort of put some of their favorite moments from videos of mine. And thank you so much, Brian. And thank you to the Shave Talk group. It's been very powerful, uplifting. And I'm going to share with you one of the things I shared with the group. And by the way, this lather, I made it very quickly, but it is nice. hc&C, no joke, folks. No joke. It's good stuff. But anyway, I want to share something with you because, you know, in years past here on the channel, we were angry. Like, and when I say we, I mean me. I just, you know, I look at this as a collaborative effort. Myself, you, all the supporters. But anyway, I was angry. I got in a negative sort of mindset, and it took me a while to break out of that. And again, I say this today, and I say it often, I'm embarrassed by some of that behavior and some of that content, which is no longer up on the channels. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is it took some effort for me to change my mindset. And one of the things that I found to be extremely valuable is just to do something nice for someone every day. Say something nice, hold the door, uplift somebody. And every time you have a negative thought, whenever you're about to share something on social media that's negative, or you're going to clap back and say something negative to someone, replace it with a good thought. Replace it with kindness. Replace it with, so before you post that meme or whatever, or something that's really negative and adds negativity to the space, think about posting something nice. Like, think about saying something great. Think about commenting on someone's shave of the day or photo and say, hey man, that's a great shave. Do that instead of the other thing. And what happens over time, if you continually replace negative interactions or expressions with positive ones, your attitude will change, and that becomes the norm. And that was very powerful, excuse me, for me. I can't even speak. And I hope that will help you as well. Just remember, every time you begin to go negative, replace it with positive. Suppress the negative, replace it with positive, and watch what happens. Watch the change it makes in your life. All right, here we go. Vector. Let me tell you, this is a positive thing in my life. The Vector is amazing. I absolutely love it, as I do these hc&C soaps. I've used this unscented soap with the oils a lot now. The oils are I think the 2 milliliter, 350, 5 milliliters, $6-ish, something like that. And they are terrific. And oh man, what a relaxing shave. Oh, I just love the feel of this Vector. It is phenomenal, and in my opinion, just my opinion, the greatest single edge razor of all time. So nimble. It's got some good efficiency to it. It is just fantastic. Not everybody agrees with me on that, but it doesn't matter. This is my greatest single edge razor. You know, I've used quite a few. It just feels great in the hand. It's so mobile, it's so agile. The only knock on this really is availability, because it's not available all the time and you kind of have to wait. But let me tell you something. The wait on this is worth it. I'm talking to you, Shady, right now. The wait on this is worth it. My good friend Shady, who I haven't had time to spend much time bantering with recently, along with many, many others. But Shady wants this razor, but he's put off by the wait. Shady, just do it. Just do it. You're going to be happy you do it when you get it. It is hard to come by, but it's worth the wait, in my opinion. Sometimes things are worth it, you know. And this one, in my opinion, is one that's worth it. It's not special edition, so they are currently producing it. It's just slow, and when they come in, they sell out. And so I know that puts a lot of people off, but for me, it's just a fantastic razor. So I love it. Again, my greatest, if I were picking one single edge razor, this would be it. Whether you're getting the open comb or the regular safety bar version, doesn't matter. It's inconsequential. They're both great, whether you're getting stainless steel or titanium, inconsequential. They're both great, in my opinion. So today here has been a pretty good day. My mother had a day off from medical appointments, so that's fantastic, and she's had a pretty good day. And so we're just keeping an eye on things and just doing our very best to make sure she's comfortable, and she's been up moving around, and so she's a fighter, I'm telling you what. And I couldn't be more proud to, you know, be here to help and just watch. It's difficult. I'm going to tell you, it's difficult, and clearly she's not always comfortable and she doesn't always feel well. So I thought today, and this is something else to some of you who are out here, you might remember a couple of years ago, I lost 100 pounds. 100 pounds. Yes, I did. And I put on probably half of that weight back on. So I decided this morning, I was thinking about my mom and her suffering. I'm like, I need to do a little suffering too. Not really literal suffering, but I thought now's the time to get back on my fasting routine. There's a great book I recommend. It's called The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. Read it, learn from it. It does work, folks. Trust me. I am living, breathing proof. And you might ask, why did you put the weight on CDB? Well, quite simple. I went back to eating out of house and home. And if you eat out of house and home, you're going to gain weight. It's just that simple. But if you read that book, I think it's very, very valuable, and it certainly was for me. And so we kicked off the fast today, or last night actually, be 36 hours. And then we'll go back to eating, you know, reasonably, and then doing intermittent fasting, and we'll watch the progress. You know, it's one of those things where I thought, you know, she's not feeling well. Why don't I put myself through a little bit of discomfort? Because, you know, having those initial hunger pangs and all that, it's a little different. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's only a fraction of, it's not even a fraction of what she's going through. And I said, why don't I do that? You know, why don't I sort of do something to put my body in a different sort of scenario? And it is, you know, by no means am I comparing the two. I'm just saying, you know, I could use to do a little bit of reflection and suffering, using that term very mildly myself. And so I decided to do that. And I tell you what, you're going to see progress as time goes on, and I will share that with you. I'm not going to tell you how much I weighed today, but it will all be revealed when I get closer to my target, and it'll all be documented so you can see it. But if you're thinking about it today, and you're one of those people who you want to, you know, sort of go down that road and drop some weight, definitely read the book. Look into intermittent fasting. Look into fasting generally. And it's not as hard as you think. I've done it. As I'm known for saying, if I can do it, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. So if you're struggling out there, join me and we'll do it together. You know, I'm here for you. Anything that I know, I will share with you. Now, granted, I haven't had as much time to interact, you know, recently because of all that's going on. But anything I know, I will share. I will share any knowledge that I have with you. And just know that I'm there with you in spirit. So let's do it together. Let's lift each other up. Let's encourage each other. And let's just, you know, put out good and positive stuff and just make a positive difference in our little environment and hence the world. And that, in my opinion, is the way it's done. You just operate in your sphere of influence. I can't speak today, but, you know, I'm tired. I can't speak any day, so today's not that much different, is it? So anyway, operate positively in your sphere of influence and see if you don't make a difference. I promise you, you will if you'll commit yourself to it. So for those of you who are struggling with negative thoughts, you're about to say something nasty to somebody, don't do it. Say something nice instead. Replace it. Watch what happens. Believe me, if you do it, you're going to be surprised. All right, let's finish up this side because otherwise I'm going to take all day. And I do need to get back downstairs and prepare a meal for my mom and dad and so on. So I got a lot of stuff to do, but I figured I had a little gap here, sort of in between work and having to make dinner. And I said, let's get a shave in, you know. Let's get a shave in and let's use the Vector and just bask in the glory of the Vector. And I'm sorry for being tongue twisted so many times today. It's a little more than usual, but that's okay. That's okay. A lot of stuff going on, you know. A lot of stuff to deal with. And thank you once again for everyone, for all their support. I know many of you have been where I am right now. You've dealt with the same things and you know what it is. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences. And thank you so much for the encouragement. It does mean a lot. It's you know, I know sometimes people say, oh, thoughts and prayers, it doesn't mean anything. It does to me. It does to me, so thank you, and I mean that sincerely. All right. Another thing that I mean sincerely is that I have had a great shave today. So I've been cutting out the post just to save a little time, but what I'll do is I'll rinse off, I'll use my alum, the PAA alum, I'll use the Thayers, and then I'll finish it up with the Wet the Face, the Quiet Man, because I'm trying to use that up. Anyway, blessings to each and every one of you. Take a round of applause yourself. You deserve it. I really appreciate all that you do. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.